Last year, I said this.
The throwback to 80s homoerotic scene.
They're saying, no, go the gay way, be the gay way.
This year, I was like, this. 2023 was insane. I challenged myself to watch a movie almost every day. That did not happen, but I did watch a lot. I gotta watch some of that animated goodness, catch up on some Guillermo del Toro, some of the Cinderella story movies, which were surprisingly really good. And I still will be catching up because I tell you what, ain't no way you can watch more movies than I did in a year and actually remember every single one of them. And if you're not getting an impact from even the shitty, fucked up ones, then what's the fucking point, am I right? If you don't know the deal, I'll be rating every film I watched in the year 2023. More points for the films that came out in that year, but that doesn't mean much nowadays anyways, does it? Anyways, now I got them out of the way. Let's get to the countdown. Come on! First up, Hunger. You know I had to do it to him. A movie about my peoples? If you know me, and I love me some of them food movies, like real food movies, you know what I'm saying? And where the protagonist rises up and shows the world what they're really made of. The food porn is great, the tension's great, it's like The Devil Wears Prada, except you gotta read the movie instead of watching the book. Ah, yes, probably one of the last few great movies of the early 90s. My Cousin Vinny balances many themes most films nowadays struggle. The flawed justice system, a female character that breaks the mold, and men actually like more than just sexualizes. A plucky but ultimately outclassed hero that actually has a personality. The film is expertly conceived and carried by the powerhouse performances that don't feel like they're just going for trailer sizzles and award seasons. Oh yeah, Predestination. Talk about time travel movie that inherently understands what time travel entails. Self-involving loops, paradoxes, and that's on the forefront. It doesn't ask you to contemplate what ifs, it does it in front of you. Holy shit, Pinky makes you cry in Succession, but in this movie, she makes you cry for other reasons. This does what Ex Machina does so well, which is very explicitly withhold information in a satisfying way catered to the audience experience. If you ever want to dabble in time travel stories, you have to watch this because the bar should be this high. The fibers are fusing to my head because holy shit, I have yet to see a movie that does exactly what Matilda does. Not only does it lullaby me into a safe embrace with Danny DeVito's storybook narration, but I didn't need a whole ass origin movie to explain why Matilda is a fire starter, Carrie, Jean Grey, and Scarlet Witch. We just go, okay, she has powers. Okay, she lives with a shitty family. Okay, but you know what? She loves to read and make pancakes. And then it does rusted root. And then it does Miss Honey may be one of my first loves, but Miss Trunchbull might be my last. Oh my god, she crazy, unhinged, and a giant caricature. It's amazing. Spielberg is amazing at curating villains that are just satisfying to watch as they fail. Danny DeVito directed this joint and proves that he has the same strength. Also, if you know the story about Matilda, then you already know this had to be one of the best Hollywood stories that make you cry like a baby. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's what you're gonna say when you watch Saltburn. Either that or what the fuck. This movie is like The Talented Mr. Ripley meets the better parts of Euphoria. Not just because Jacob Elordi makes me reconsider where I stand on my sexuality, but my god, look at this. Emerald might be the director I am most excited to see rise in Hollywood. Hayao Miyazaki. The Boy and the Heron. A movie I think 70% of audiences are still trying to figure out. Now, I don't hate a movie that has a plot that is complicated and muddy. I do care about the craft and the feeling I get watching it. Miyazaki stories will always be a tender spot for me because I feel like they have this pinpoint precision quality to tell a story of our collected youth where we stopped being kids and we were faced with growing up and taking on the adult problems we didn't even know existed. Even though this is filled with fun and whimsy and colorful bits, I can't help but emotionally be moved by the emotions of the characters. Talking about moving, Miles Morales might actually be coming for Peter Parker's money because ever since Into the Spider-Verse, it's been a Miles world. Across the Spider-Verse has heavy burden of being a sequel into the Spider-Verse, which is crazy because all the neckbeards on the internet told me Sony doesn't know how to make Spider-Man movies, and only Disney knew how. Anyways, we're actually going to talk about how radical and wild it is to pit Miles Morales against other Spider-Man in its halfway point. But the real is Gwen Stacy movies. Oh my god, the colors, the emotional storytelling, just happening. Maybe I'm just a little bitch and I wanted to cry when Gwen's father and her meet up at the end, but you know, I'm just gonna call my dad after this. I swear to God, I don't know how. I don't know how he does it. After Green Hornet, I thought Rogan was done with comic books, but damn. Preacher, bam. The Boys, bam. TMNT, and now he does it. But you know, I know how he does it. not alone. It's actually the work of many animators and talents, but oh boy, does the brand of Rogan in adapted IP have such a great track record. Swear to God, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you motherfuckers how powerful and mind-blowing animation is, and how it literally can do things that live action can never get away with. Exposition drops seem less clunky. Seamless edits are even more insane. Dynamic blocking with action makes you want to jump off your seat, baby. This film should be in the Mount Rushmore of the coming-of-age movies with Dope, Superbad, and Juno. So in 2020, when there was a bunch of sad bullshit in the world, some friends and I watched 31 horror movies. Most of them we didn't see before, but some of them we did want to just show each other. 3 years later, when the world kind of came back in order, but still needs a lot of updates and fixes, we did it again. One of the movies that really fucked me up this time was High Tension, French film. Holy shit, y'all. This was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Exorcist, the kind of movie your parents told you fucked them up as a child. But I'm 32, so can you even comprehend how twisted this was? All I'm going to say is people are the worst and the scariest monsters in all the horror movies. Last year, every Asian person was all on Everything Everywhere All at Once's dick. That's me. I'm every Asian motherfucker. I'm dick riding Everything Everywhere All at Once all the time, and rightfully so. This year, we on Past Lives. And damn, the way Everything Everywhere All at Once made us believe in love and family, Past Lives made us remember the pain of loss and mourning and what life we could have had. This is literally my kind of movie. I would love to make movies like this. The stakes are low, but the feelings are so powerful you need your dad's cigarettes after you watch it. Celine Song makes an awkward but vaguely familiar story that would more likely be seen in a soap or a TV melodrama feel like fine dining. The plot is pretty simple, but overall impact of framing, score, retrospective editing creates a symphony of hummingbird heartbeats between each scene. Yo, seldom comes a time where you see a movie presented like this in a trailer and you know you're gonna reawaken a sense of nostalgia in a time period you never lived through than The Holdovers. The story of a teacher, school chef, and a student feels like the warm school movies that would replay on TV, but do its damnedest to touch your soul and believe people can do selfless things for right reasons that forever changes their own and the lives of others. I swear, if it wasn't for my number one pick, Godzilla Minus One would be number one. I've said it and I'll say it again. Holy shit, how did you somehow make a movie about a green CGI lizard make me care about the human character more? That's like watching Big Mama's House, and I don't care about Mama's House. But for real, the filmmakers weaved a beautiful story that I just didn't see coming. In hindsight, of course, it's Jaws, David and Goliath, but the presentation and the human commentary about a country and its countrymen, oh my god, give me more. Although I find Shin Godzilla a little more biting as a commentary, Minus One makes me feel like a big blockbuster action films used to make me feel, like Terminator 2, Die Hard, Leon the Professional. Now, this is kind of a cop-out, but I don't give a shit. If you came here to see my top films and not Collider, GameFAQs, or Eyeball, and whatever, or Would You Watch Dojo, you came here to see mine. You came here to see what I wanted to talk about, and Barbenheimer was one of the greatest cinematic experiences I've ever been a part of. Two diametrically different films pitted against weirdo behind-the-scenes drama after some disappointing blockbuster films years prior, and people turned it into a meme? Not like a shitty politics one and degrading like that, but like an ironic celebration of diversity in theaters. People dressed up, but it wasn't the people that don't know how to use showers or play at card tournaments and don't wear deodorant. It was general movie-going audience having Avatar, MCU, Star Wars level enthusiasm. At least where I watched it, we did it coffee, Oppenheimer in the morning, and then food and drinks and Barbie at night. People cheered and recited Nicole Kidman, you know, AMC baby. Now let's actually talk about the two films. Barbie is Barbie, which the bar isn't super high, but Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach is pretty important. And now we have this generation's Who Framed Roger Rabbit-esque, Flintstones-y level of kitschiness, but also seriously performed with oozing with energy that made me cry more times than I actually thought I was going to. And literally and unironically did more for women in the mainstream empowerment than most films really do because of the sugariness that the general audiences swallowed before the emotional beats. Now, Oppenheimer. Ooh, I am a Nolan Knight, baby. To the end. And we have to leave him in the kitchen with the utensils because he cooking up and we eating good. Like, how? Also, how? How did you make a 3-hour biopic about a really shitty time and a really shitty thing in American history so emotionally and humanly charged? The duality shown in Oppenheimer's life, the breaking of reality in scenes that just throw you by surprise, shake you by the bones. It's fucking beautiful, man. And actually, it's Zacky Snacky's Justice League, the greatest movie of all time. 4 hours of comic book, superhero, mythological, cinematic greatness. So slow, so exalted, shooting on film, powerful, restore the Snyderverse, baby. Zacky Snacky's Justice League, baby.